Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. And we are at the Detroit Regional Chamber of Commerce's annual policy conference on the island, Mackinac Island. We're in the Grand Hotel. We're here with Tom Kelly, old buddy, and one of the people really pushing Michigan forward, head of Automation Alley. And Tom, it's good to have you here. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Chris. Man, what a turnout. I've never seen the porch so full at the Mackinac Policy Conference as I saw this.
You know, let's talk about that, because this is, we've been covering this a number of years, and this is a very unique one. And I think probably new administration knew a lot of things, but there's a big old smile and a lot of happy folks here.
Well, I think that's it. I think this is the first year that I really sense this collaboration, this willingness to work together. And it might be because the new governor is a Democrat in a Republican-led legislature, and they have to compromise. And I just get that vibe that people are willing to talk about all different points of view. And that's sort of been the theme here, and it's been refreshing to see.
Well, and heads up that they are not only from different parties, but they've collaborated before. I mean, the governor we have has been in there on the opposite side with a minority dealing in the same circumstance.
That's right, and of course, I'm not a policymaker. I'm not in that world. But sometimes the flip side is people say, careful, if everybody starts collaborating, things will get done. And then you'll be accountable for it.
That's it. Then they can measure it, and oh my God, what do you got? What do you got?
Well, you got to run on that, right?
Well, listen, speaking of big initiatives, you announced something a little while back.
Absolutely. Just a couple weeks ago, Chris, so it's very timely, we announced that we have formed a partnership with the World Economic Forum to launch what we're calling our Advanced Manufacturing Hub, AM Hub. And this is going to involve dozens, if not hundreds, of manufacturers around Michigan, all collaborating to understand and adopt Industry 4.0 technologies, keep us at the forefront. This is a big deal because the World Economic Forum is one of the global thought leaders around how technology is going to transform the world, not only in manufacturing, but across all industries. And so to have them in our court, did you know there's only 3 programs they're working on around the world? They're working on one in China, one in India, and then Michigan. And I think that speaks volumes about what they believe our capabilities are on the global stage.
Oh, that is awesome. And I think people don't realize where we are, because we hear all this, the education system is not performing and this is not working, etc. Our wages are not going up the way they should. We really perform well in a lot of areas.
Well, we certainly do, and especially when you look at industry and what's happening with automation. Automation used to be viewed as a negative. It somehow takes jobs. We need to flip that narrative and say, on the world stage today, understanding automation is an asset. It's a competitive advantage. We need to embrace that we understand automation. We need to wear that hat proudly. And the jobs that we lost were that China and Mexico sucked up. Those were the low skill. Now we're going to see these high skill automation type jobs, collaborative robotics, 3D printing, artificial intelligence, virtual reality. All these technologies need skills that we are good at.
It's interesting because I sat in the Mish Auto presentation yesterday. You were there, as a matter of fact. I saw you across the room. And they were talking about automation replacing jobs, and they said, absolutely not. We need more people. We just need better training and different training.
That's right. The World Economic Forum came out with a study just this year that said we're going to lose something like 75 million jobs over the next 5 years due to automation. We're going to create 135 million jobs because of automation. So if you only report on half the story, you miss the trend. Yeah. That automation actually creates abundance, which creates more wealth, which creates more jobs, creates more things you want. It's a virtuous cycle, not a negative cycle.
No, you're absolutely right. Hey, listen, your membership, how's it going?
Fantastic. We are so happy because this Industry 4.0 narrative that we're talking about, that's bridging technology with manufacturing, it couldn't be more timely. And so we are just growing like wildfire. And Chris, I got something for you that people may not know. If you're a small manufacturer, let's say you're under $20 million in revenue, we have a free courtesy membership. It doesn't cost you anything to take advantage of the knowledge we're creating, because we want you in the tent. We want you to understand what's happening and how you can act, how you can play a part in this whole digitization trend, because it's vital to your success. So if you're a small manufacturer, come onto the tent. It's free.
Well, the only thing you need a little more enthusiasm. You got to get a little more hyped up and stuff. You do a marvelous job down, and you do. You keep people pumped, and that's an important thing and moving forward. And excellent work. Thanks for coming down. I appreciate it. It's great to see you up here. It's great to see you anywhere, Tom.
Thanks, Chris. I enjoy talking with you every time I get the chance.
Well, we'll do more of it. Tom Kelly, the CEO of Automation Alley. We are actually in the Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island for the policy conference put on by the Detroit Regional Chamber of Commerce. You're listening and watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman.